Alright, John, I just watched your video there of your reaction to your two dogs going missing there. I know you took the video down, but I managed to see it there. Just subscribe to you, and just saying, like, totally relate to how you were feeling there. Dogs are just so much energy to bring up. I used to have a dog years ago, and again, a female like yours, just one, and she got out of our garden, my garden, at one point, and like yourself, you love your animals, your dogs, your cats especially, and when, as you just said now in your follow-up video, love brings out the depth of darkness in a human being, and I can totally agree with you. Spot on, mate. It does give you extremes of emotions. To be able to love, you've got to be able to hate. People say hate is shouldn't, it's a non-entity. Not that I support it, but if you love, you've got to hate. Two opposite ends of the spectrum, and there's no harm in it, and there ain't no guilt in the feeling of it. No regrets in what you said, because you're spot on. I think you're spot on. To love, got to be able to hate. To have lightness, got to be able to have lightness. You have the darkness as well, and it's that as human beings we are gifted with. It's up to us to measure both extremes, and as you say, you have deep regret in what you say, and sound, we've apologised, no worries, forget it, gone past, you've erased your video, you've apologised for saying what you said, but that's it, sound like I'm saying, totally relate to how you feel. I had a bitch once and she got out and blew my mind. Here in England, they can get picked up and to get taken to kennels or something. My bitch came back, didn't go that far, she came back about an hour later. There's a little wall in my garden, and she hopped on it and then hopped over the big wall over the back. Just happened at once, and didn't happen again. As you know yourself, you've got to put your animals first, but it only takes the one time for your dog to get out. Just takes the one time. Just takes the one time when you're just doing life, as you say, and then not that you or I or any other dog owner might have been disrespecting dead animal for that one time to occur, but it happens to us all. No worries, over, history. Cats on the other hand are another. You can't control the cat. If you want to put your cat out, I know it's going off topic, I've had trouble with my cat recently. I've only got a cat now. She used to go out fine, but as you're saying about the lack of control, can do your head in. My neighbour groomed her behind my back, if you like. I weren't aware of it. Hang on. And as a result, I'm having to keep her in. Against her will. She wanted to go out. It was murder for her. But and my conscience was torn apart. I felt terrible. When it's been about a month now, I've had to keep her in, and I felt terrible doing it, because your cat wants to go out, and I agree. Where I totally feel if you've got a cat, you must put them out. You must give them the option to go out. if you don't have the ability to put your animal out, i.e. if you don't have a window or a back door or a cat flap, you shouldn't have a cat. You shouldn't have a cat if you can't have the ability to put them out. If you can't put them out, you shouldn't have a cat. And I felt terrible doing it, but as you say, the lack of control over it. You can't stop a cat from going into a neighbour's house, but it's up to that neighbour to welcome the cat, do what they do with it, treat them, give them little nibbles, give them a little pet, and then it's up to them to pick the animal up if the animal starts to get a little bit too cosy. It's up to them, for the neighbour, i.e. the person who doesn't own the animal, to pick it up and then put it out after a few minutes. But my neighbour wasn't doing that. He was closing his door on her and grooming her. And I started to get onto it because she was staying away for longer periods of time each time. And then she started coming in after about an hour. And then it would be like after 3 hours. And then it would be over a period of 24 hours go by. Not a wink. Just cutting it short here for you. Alright? To tell you how I appreciate what you were saying about the lack of control brings out the darkness. Then getting back to the story, then after set periods of time, she'd come back smelling of another man's scent. Yeah, I'd smell her, and I would have a man's aftershave on it, another man's aftershave, and I could feel the grease of another man's affection on her against my skin. I could tell another human being had been close with her. And I got onto it like that. And I was devastated. What do? Do you put a camera? Do you buy a really expensive, spend all your life savings just to get a little camera to put around the cat's neck on a St. Bernard's battle? I knew where she was going. I knew, because where I live, I've only got one neighbour. There's a back door. And I used to say to him when I'd go on holiday, look after her. So I knew that's where she was going. To cut a long story short, and lack of control just done my head in. It was the worst pain. I broke down. I was on the phone to my mum, and I broke down. I've not felt pain like it. Not felt pain like it. I had to go round to his house and say, my cat's in your house, isn't it? And he started to argue back with me, as if he had rights. He started saying, I just do what the cat wants. Started gesturing with his hands, as if he had a right over my animal. And then I had to say, and he said openly to me at his door, yeah, she's in my house, not under my bed. And then I couldn't believe it, and I said, look, I don't want to fall out with you, but could you please put my cat out take my cat out of your property and put her out, please. I had to say that to my neighbour. I had to ask him and be courteous and say, could you please take my cat and put her out so she can come home? And then I had to still be courteous with him and keep me P's and Q's, and I had to turn around and come back home. And then I had to hope he would do the right thing and do so. And I was on the phone to my mum, and I was devastated. I couldn't talk when I was trying to explain to my mum. My belly was all too. I've not felt pain like it because I had no control over it. I had to rely on another human being to do the right thing, and it was horrible. It was fucking horrible. It was the worst. As I say, as I'm saying to you, it was the worst feeling, and it was the lack of control, as you say, lack of control. And the minute she came in, then. After that time I've just explained when I was at his door, she's been in ever since, and that's about a month ago. And I feel terrible on it. I feel fucking terrible. But she took to it. She took to staying in my home because I've got a big flat. I've got quite a large flat here, and she's taken to it. Come the spring and the summer, I don't know what I'm going to do. Just have to take these when the sun starts shining, take it as it comes, basically, when the spring rolls around. The police said to me, get a chip, take to the vets, get the vets to put an electronic chip in her. I said to the police, isn't this... Because I said to the police couldn't help me. Police couldn't help me. I knew for a fact. I said to the police, he's openly admitting it, that he's got my animal in his property, and he won't, because it took him another like 7 hours for him to put her out after I had to come home. I was on the phone to the police, to my mum, breaking down to the police, and as well as to my mum. And the police, because the police said to me that it's not a criminal offence at all. All you can do is just get a chip, like I just said, electronically chipped. So there's if you do have to take him to court, you can prove it's your animal. I can prove she's mine because I've got photos of her and that. Or just don't put her out. Just don't put her out. Keep her in. The head was twatted, John, just like yours. When you tapped into your darkness, mate, and said those things which you regret. Tell you, I felt like fucking killing it. I just felt like killing him. I felt like taking it back to his car. Fucking... The darkness, it fucking... Tell you. Talk about darkness, mate. When it's your own. When it's your own. You'd fucking kill, wouldn't you, John? Wouldn't you, mate? Hey. All the best to you. Alright. We're on your side. Over and out.